How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the M2 Motoring YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be working on the M2 Motoring Ford Mustang. This is a continual progress. This is the Sunday before the week of Rollin', which is Halloween weekend for the SEMA show. So as covered in a previous video, I did the full detail on the car. I have several things I have to work on, and it's installing parts, removing and installing some parts. Pretty much doing everything I can possible. Tomorrow I have the appointment to go to my friend's shop, which is Kaiju Motorsports in Henderson, and they're gonna help me with the big brake install. I'll be doing some of it, they'll be doing some of it, just trying to get it done faster, and that they have a lift to put the car on. So makes life easier instead of trying to do this on the floor. But there are some things that I need to address and work on while the car is still here at home, and there's plenty of work to do. One of them is to wire up these full Recaro seats. They're full power. This is a one-off design that we did, so very interesting, unique. This is not multiple pieces of leather. This is one piece here, dyed and everything. The back is full painted with a design pattern. I pulled the cover off so that you can see it, but I do need to do the wiring, tap into the factory harness, and get these to work. Obviously, the position that they're in, they're not very comfortable to sit in, so that needs to be addressed. Have some interior pieces I need to take out, swap out, get that done. What else do I have to do? I have some lights from Diode Dynamics, which is the rear side marker, the rear replacements, have the rear reflectors that have been redone along with the third brake light, or sorry, they call it the fourth brake light, but on this car will be the third brake light. And I have to swap out the front fog lights. So I'm gonna get started on that. I'm not sure which order and process I'm going to do, but I'm just gonna keep working on it, get this done. And if you haven't already, please do me a huge favor, hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm and helps other people see the videos that I've been putting out. And also, we're doing the 1,000 subscriber merch giveaway, so if you like the content that I've been myself or Steve have been working on, please consider subscribing, and also follow our social media on Instagram and Facebook. All the links are in the description. So yeah, I'm gonna get started and let's get this done. So starting off today's video, I'm going to be installing the Classic Design Concepts Outlaw Series rear duckbill style spoiler. It's right here. The spoiler comes in a injection molded type plastic. It does need to be prepped and painted, which this is already done. Thank you to JP at JV Autobody in Santa Ana that does all my paint work. In Southern California, I have a painter up here also, but in Southern California, this is where I go to, and he's done a really great job. The wing comes with installation instructions, all the hardware you need. And along with installing the spoiler, I'm going to be replacing this rear fascia piece. It is just a brand new blank one. I have something on the way that's pretty cool for this, but I want to go ahead and swap this out right away. That way that's all done. And then once I'm done with these two items, I'm going to work on the next part of the car, which I'll show you in just a bit. To install the rear spoiler, pretty straightforward. CDC has their installation instructions. Just follow all the instructions. Pretty straightforward. As always, I always recommend measuring twice, drilling or cutting once, not measure once, cut or drilling 2 times or more. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Just gotta prep the surface, get that all done, and mount the spoiler. The trunk spoiler is installed, looks really nice, has a nice duckbill style to it. Installation, like I said, is real easy. It's just 2 10mm bolts, a lot of tape, little bit of prep, and you're good to go. Right now I'm going to switch out the fascia piece. Pretty straightforward. You just have these plastic covers which are already popped off on each side with a couple 2 bolts on each side, and then if you look through here you can see there's a couple of clips that's pinch that'll pop right off, and this comes right out. Real easy to do. I'm gonna swap it out right now and get it done. The rear spoiler and the trunk piece is now on. It's got a couple fingerprints here and there, but you get the idea. So I'm just gonna keep moving along and install more parts. Next on the to-do list is actually all these lights and parts. Majority of everything here, minus the rear reflector and the reverse light, is all from Diode Dynamics. Thank you, Diode, for partnering on this project. Pretty much what it is that they make these really cool smoke rear LED side markers, and I had their new fog lights smoked or tinted to match, along with, you know, the reflector pieces. So that all gets swapped out to help, you know, make this car more, you know, black or sinister looking. So it's part of the whole design concept and idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and go and do that right now and get that done. They also provided LED interior bulbs that I'm going to swap out a bit later. I'm just working my way from the outside of the car in. For the front fog lights, obviously I have to take the front bumper off, but while I do that, I'm actually going to install the performance pack front splitter with it. Easier that way. And then also I have to work on the interior of the Mustang. These are the Recaro seats. They are full power, but they're not wired up yet, so that's on my agenda to get done today for both seats, making sure they're full functional. And then I also have a cool part from a GT500, which is the carbon fiber interior panels, and those are now will be swapped out with carbon, and I actually did do it in a matte finish. So stay tuned for that. I will keep going. So right before I get underneath the car, the rear side marker is pretty straightforward and simple. If you look at it, it is a pinch type tab that you pinch, you push, and you pull out. This slides in and locks in, and Diode already has the harness already pre-done, so we're good, or the plug. And then on the rear reflector pieces, you go up from underneath the exhaust. There is a 10mm kind of like nut that kind of digs into the plastic to hold it in place, and the other side is just a pinch style type setup too. The rear side markers are in, the rear reflector and the fourth light. Have not finished that yet. Kind of taking a break from laying on my back. So I have the interior panels popped out. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Let me show it to you in the side of the car. Excuse the dinging. It's because I have some stuff unplugged and the keys nearby. So on this panel, it's pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is the panel that comes down here, just use a nice plastic pry tool. Be careful. There's a clip here. You just pop that out. It comes out. The rest of this, you can see where all the clips are at. So it's pretty straightforward. I'll pan the video over nicely, the camera nicely, so you have an idea if you're doing it yourself. Again, take out the lower piece, and then you take out the top piece. The piece that's on the next to the signal, you take out the lower piece, and then there is a small bolt. Take that out and you just carefully just pull it out, and it comes right out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish swapping everything out, put it back together, and get some video for you. Here's what the interior looks like. The carbon trim panels from a GT500 in the GT. Really neat. And also have the matching shift knob. Again, thank you to JP for doing a matte clear on these. Came out excellent. Couldn't be happier. So I'm gonna keep chugging along and keep working. I really got into a work mode, so I apologize for not picking up the camera. Just wanted to keep going. I finished about 8 o'clock last night. This is obviously the next morning. Finished the Recaro seats, the rear spoiler, the rear fascia are the first things I did. Did some of the lights. What else did I do? Just miscellaneous small stuff all over. There is more stuff to do, but it's coming along very nicely, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, on the next episode, I'm gonna be working more on this car and visiting some friends over at JV Motorsports. But thanks again for watching. Definitely do appreciate it. You guys take care. See you on the next episode.